Hi, welcome, and thank you for joining us to the Become an Author podcast, sponsored by Elite Publications. And you can visit our website at www.elitepublications.org. And you definitely don't want to miss our new Roku channel at Elite Publications Worldwide TV. You can download the Roku app for your smartphone or your TV, and you can also check out our Roku channel at our website and at www.elitepublicationworldwide.com. And so I can tell you it's very exciting, just things that are happening, especially during this time, perfect for the summer. And of course, we're going to talk about, just becoming an author and just why it's so important to take advantage of the opportunities before you, not just from a point of view of a book, but also getting a streaming channel if you so desire, because there's great possibilities for exposure. And now more than ever, we know that influencers and people on streaming media are very, very relevant. So we have with us, of course, a founder of Elite Publications, and it has been such a tremendous honor for me to work with him over the last several years. And of course, I'm Jim T. Chong, the Walk Star, and I really enjoy just working with you, Jessie, personally. But I want to introduce everyone to, again, the founder of Elite Publications and also to the new TV network. That is Jessie Bowen. Jessie, how are you?
Well, I am better, and better, Jim. You know me, always trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah, this is great. You're doing it. I know you're very accomplished as an author. How many books have you personally put out now, Jessie?
Hmm. Over 40.
Over 40. I want to give you a round of applause. There's a lot of people out there, and maybe you out there, that's thinking, hey, I got to write a book. Well, Jessie has done it over 40 times. And all that means is that he's been able to take something that was an idea and put it into reality. The good thing is you can really leverage a lot of his experience. If you want to tap in, contact myself or Jessie, and get yourself to be able to be on that path as well. I know he's learned a lot of things in the process. And so through that, we want to talk today specifically about, again, just the basics of writing a book. And Jessie, right now, just in general, why is it so important for people to possibly, if they choose to, take on a project of writing a book? What can that do for them?
Well, hey, thanks, Jim. Just to let everyone know, you're the publicist for Elite Publications, and we've done a lot of work. We've worked with a lot of clients to be able to help them to not only write their book, but to publish their book and to market their book and to become international best-selling authors. So what I think is I wanted to cover, five things today that sort of connected with, why should you write a book? And those five things, it always starts off with, your story. Everyone has a story. You have a story, and how do you tell the story? So through the publishing, the idea of that you've got a book that you want to publish. So I always like to think about the why question. Why do I want to write or publish a book? Well, I can tell you from my experience, it's an amazing experience. It changes your life. We started out with one book that, I'd written several books and they were just there because I didn't really understand how to market the book and what I needed to do. And once we learned the skills, we went from just writing books to now creating books that a lot of people would want to be able to read, being able to get the books in the Library of Congress and really get the books out there. And most people get stuck on, well, what do I write about? Now, I haven't done anything in my life. Well, you could write a book on, I haven't done anything in my life. Here's what you should do. So it's really, if you notice just with that, I was sort of joking, but it's really serious.
Yeah.
If you find that you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish, then write a book. You know it, and you know what needs to be done. Write a book on it. So finding that topic is really, where are you in life? I write in motivational genres. I write in Christian genres, biography genres. So where are you right now? And so you can look at your life and say, where am I right now? If I was working on a project that dealt with, working on my goals of goal setting, I could write a book on goal setting because as I'm becoming proficient in my goal setting skills, then I might as well share that with someone else. So if like I said, I write Christian books. What's happening in your life? Forgiveness is a real big deal. So I wrote a book on God forgives, why not you? So where are you in your life? That's where you can really get started. But you want to be able to tell a story, your story. What's going on. Maybe it's even a children's book. Maybe you're a big daydreamer. Then there's a story to be shared just in the process of what are you thinking. Scientists say that we have over 40,000 thoughts per day. So that's a lot of thinking. So the question is, so what are you thinking? So Jim, that's the number one thing that people need to realize is that you have a story. You may think you don't have a story, but you do. What do you do professionally? What do you do as a sport or hobby? Just so many opportunities that go into the number one topic we talked about today is that you have a story. And this is the reason why you can set up an appointment with Elite Publications and we go through to help you discover your story. Because you may not realize you have a great story, but when you're telling it to someone else, they go, wow, that's very interesting. You should write a book about that. I hear people saying all the time that they're being told, hey, that's great. You should write a book on it.
Well, one of the things I appreciate what you shared is so true in terms of, just people thinking about writing a book. And maybe you out there, if you're listening to this, as you're listening to this, have been prompted to write a book either by yourself or from someone else. Now, getting back to just the basics, Jesse, what are you started out with uh, giving us 5 reasons to write a book. What would be the 5 reasons you would see to actually write a book?
Well, that was number one. Number two would be is to you can share your valuable expertise. So, in other words, I'm a martial artist. I'm also an author. So, I have books on publishing. I have books on martial arts. So, I have books. I'm also a professional bowler. So, I have books on bowling. So, again, that's what you do. So, if you may have a hobby, then you and maybe a lot of other people really are into that particular hobby, soccer, basketball, baseball, and you have really, refined. As I said before, I'm a professional bowler. I'm a certified coach, and I spent, you know, 18 years at Duke University as the bowling instructor. So guess what? I've taken that knowledge and I've been able to put it in a book. So the question on your number two is, what is the value of your expertise and setting up a system in which you can share that value? And when we think about number three, is that you can motivate or inspire others through your story. I have a client, she just wrote a book, and the book was on growing up and the tough times she went through growing up. Now she's very successful now and as a business owner and other endeavors, but she told this inspiring story about growing up and the things that her and her siblings had to go through. And to look at where she is now, and no one would ever believe that her life was that tough growing up. But now, so what she's done is published a book on it. So now the book is now classified as a motivational book, and it's a very inspiring book. So you can think about, well, I want to write about something that happened in my life that I've overcome those challenges, and I've had my own breakthrough. So that's a great thing, for you to be able to write about. And number four, the reason to write a book, you can create a powerful sales tool for your business. So, for an example, if I, as a business owner, every time, I'll use martial arts for an example. Every time a client comes into my studio to sign up, guess what? My book is on the desk, and I share it with the client. They know that I'm an author. And so when they come in as a part of their intro program, or when they join, I would sign that personal copy of the book to that person. So the book is now used to influence that person and build my credibility, as a martial artist. So that's a great way to enhance, your sales performance when people realize you're a published author, your book is a number one bestseller. Then guess what? Your credibility rate just went up in comparison to someone that doesn't have a book. So you can use that. So I think of a book as a giant business card. So even my banker, a few weeks ago, I had a new book come out. So I went in and I gave my banker a copy of the book. And so they were very grateful. They learned a lot about what I was doing. So when I now want to go and say, well, this is what my business is doing, I may need a loan or something, but just to open the door with at that book helped to establish my credibility, with my banker. But you can utilize this towards anyone or any industry that you would like to be able to influence. And then when we move down to, our number 5 reason is that when you write a book, you actually leave a legacy. So think about that, Jim. So a legacy is not, you've been here on planet Earth, but your book continues to grow. It's a value base to your family. So in other words, those 40 books I've written, guess what? If one day I'm not here, that's been passed on to my family. So, so that is still continuing to grow and to be able to, to support my family. So it's something that I can leave for them. But in the meantime, you can build your reputation, build your brand by becoming an author. Now, I'm going to throw number 6 in there, Jim, because I think it's important. Number 1, when you can now write a book that creates enough interest that a lot of people want to buy it, you now create revenue. So the book is an income generator because now you can create thousands and even millions of dollars, through your book. You just have to, number 1, have a plan, knowing the expectation that you're looking for in your book. So, Jim, those are my 5+1 super tips.
Great. I think this is really important. As you're listening to this, you may have thought of writing a book. Maybe you have a book out there, you need to get it to the next level. But a book, I think, is great what you had stressed, Jesse, out of the 5 reasons plus one. I think the one that stands out to me is the fact that, it really does pretty much represent a business card, your business card, immediate credibility. And, we don't use business cards as much, but I can tell you, just like when somebody says they're a doctor, when you have a book, it just gives you instant credibility. And the other thing is the legacy you want to leave as well. I mean, those are the 2 that stand out to me. And I know that all of you that are listening, I really hope you take the opportunity to document your story, write the book that really stands out to you, because it's something so significant to be able to leave as your legacy and to leave it for future generations to come. Jesse, I remember there was a time I saw this picture. I almost didn't do it. And I know you've heard me say this with my mom and dad. I took that picture, and it's a sobering thing because just a couple months later, my mom passed away. And I just thought, wow, that was a good picture I had of her. And I tell you, that's what I cherish the most. And then my dad passed away, and it just left me something to really remember them about by. I think about what it would be like, Jesse, if I would have taken the time to really write their story and really get a chance to help them document, because they don't write. So, but at least get that down. That would have meant so much to me, and I know to the people that knew them. So I hope you all consider just the importance of really getting your book out for your success, but just even for your own legacy. And Jesse, along with this, I know something that is very much in vogue right now. We had different launches of different things through just technology. We had that thing, MySpace, and then Facebook, and then YouTube and the video streaming. And now you have the Roku channel. The streaming is such a hot thing the influencers are using right now. Tell us a little bit about the Roku channel, what the vision is for it, and how you use it to help promote elite publications, and how other people, if they choose to get a channel or a show on the channel, can really benefit them. So tell us a little bit about the streaming channel that you're using right now, Jesse.
Well, Jim, you're correct. We have all these different platforms that's come down through the age, and they've all been improved. They're all accessible. So you can have your own television program through Roku now. And so what we've done, we've been on the Roku channel, I guess about 2 years ago with our ministry, and streaming it worldwide. And so it worked really great. And we wanted to get back on there, but the times have evolved that now it's affordable for companies to be able to set up the Roku channel. You've got Amazon Fire, you have Apple TV. So you have all these different platforms where millions of people around the world can now go and watch digital TV from an app on their phone. So, if you have cable, that's one thing, but now you have all these apps. So that's what we've been able to do. And we've been able to open the marketplace for our clients. So, we were just using YouTube and that audience now with Roku and our show. So people now tune in every week to be able to find tips or find ways that they can do. So Roku, and then you have, again, Amazon Fire, and then you have Apple TV, Apple Play, and all these different things that are now available for you. So now it gives me that additional tool to be able to market my books, to help our clients market their books, Jim, to be able to bring them onto our show and introduce them personally so that they can build a fan base. So a fan base that they may not actually get to now, because we can feature them on our channel. Or for an example, if someone had an aerobics class that they wanted to teach, they may already be teaching virtual classes, but now they can teach or have their own television show. So that's really powerful in building your business model. So now, again, I use the martial arts community. When a student comes in, they know that, each Thursday evening at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be doing an online training program that they can actually tune into. So they can go to our website, and that is elitepublicationsworldwidetv.com, and it's streaming right now. So we just had some events happening down in Florida, and we actually have up from the U.S. Open and several other martial arts things. But they're everything there from motivation to fitness. So we're really bringing a lot of things on. So in the next few weeks, we probably will have double the amount of content that we already currently have planned. So really encourage everyone, hey, go to the website, check it out, or either go to your TV. And remember, if you have a smart TV, download the Roku app. And what you want to do is download the one that says Elite Publications Worldwide TV. That is the app you want to add to your Roku channel.
One thing I always appreciate it's one thing to talk about something, it's another thing to do it. And I really want to prompt you, if you've been thinking about writing a book, we give you five plus one great reasons to do that. And we have another thing that is really exciting, just the whole edition of Roku channel through Elite Publications. We hope that you tune in, check out our channels, but also consider it as a way for you to gain your visibility, influence, and connection. And so I'm very excited, Jesse, about things evolving. We saw a lot of things happen over through the years. I know you've been an icon, really capturing many stories, and just out of everything, I think we've given some great reasons for people to write a book. We've introduced here, another way for people to really tap into building their fan base. Jesse, any final thoughts in helping people that might be either on the edge or maybe they have something going, but just to get them to do something bigger and better and really just to be able to take action. It's not about just this, but just in life. How can we really get that mindset to really just do it? Because I know distractions are going to be happening. There's so many things that vie for our attention. Jesse, how, if somebody's really serious but they just never have the time, they're probably saying the same thing. Oh, next week. That was 5 years ago. They're still saying next week. How do we get them to take action for themselves and their success?
Well, Jim, we talked about it's a mind, action is a mindset. We call it procrastination. I have something I've been wanting to do, but I keep putting it off or I don't make time and we don't do it. So the question becomes, what are you losing? There was a commercial on, and the commercial was about looking at the equity in your home. And the commercial says, you're sitting on a gold mine. And these little guys sort of digging under the house, in a tunnel, but they're shouting up, you're sitting on a gold mine. Well, that's the way your story could be. Just think about it, Jim. Your story, one story could change someone else's life. It may change one person. It may change 100,000 people's lives just through your story. But if you don't share, then no one's life can be changed. So that's what becoming an author is about, developing a story, developing a message that will impact others. That's the reason someone would buy your book. Just because you write a book doesn't make your book successful. Amazon has about 4,000 books each week that it releases just in the Kindle. And just imagine, you got 4,000 books and they all go to the bottom. But because of Elite Publications and our marketing, when our clients release, then their books are always in the top 100 books for bestsellers. So that's what we really want to do. So if you are looking at your life and go, man, I sure would like to have more revenue and income, you have to look around and say, well, what is it I have of value? And what you may have of value is a story, something that happened in your life that you've overcome that would help someone else impact or make a difference in their lives. So that's what you really want to do. You want to look at your story and take action. And most people fail because they fail to take action. Or they look at the process and they say, well, it's too big. That's too big for me to write a book. I don't know where to get started. Well, you don't have to know that information. This is the reason why Elite Publications is here to be able to help you and guide. We're your easy button. We've already been there, done that. Our job is to make your book successful, be there and help guide you and direct you through everything that you're doing. So you're not standing out there trying to figure things out. We make it fun. We make it very easy. Say, well, I don't know how to write. Not a problem. Then guess what, Jim? We can set up an interview with you and record that interview and then translate what you said into your text and then have it up there. So you don't necessarily have to sit down with pen and paper because we have all these tools, technology tools we use to be able to capture your story. So if it's, I don't understand or I don't have great grammar and I don't know how to write, don't let that hold you back from being able to share your story and impact the world.
Great. Well, very excited. And we hope as you're listening, this prompts you to really just take action in everything you do. And for the purposes of this, we give you 5 reasons to plus one to publish a book. Also, shared with you a little bit about some other possibilities here through streaming. Contact us for your solutions to really get you going or to support you in something you already have going. So, we're very excited to always bring you great cutting edge information on how to become an author. I'm Jim T. Chong, the Walkstar publicist, along with
Jessie Bowen.
have a great one.